In a quaint village nestled near the foothills of Mount Hotaka in Japan, where the rivers seemed to whisper secrets to the wind and the trees swayed with ancient wisdom, there lived a young farmer named Masaru. Yet, unlike the village, which basked in the peace and beauty of Mother Nature, Masaru's heart was always restless, tangled in the weeds of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Every day, Masaru found something to complain about, without fail. One day it could be that his food was too bland, too spicy, or too little. Another day it could be that the sun was way too hot. Then, on another day, it could have been that the rainfall was just too heavy. At very low points, Masaru would look grudgingly at some of his friends and former schoolmates and wonder why he, too, could not have been happily married with a beautiful wife and children. Why he never got advanced education to enable him to qualify as a doctor or lawyer, and why he could not have been a rich businessman whereby he could have enjoyed a grand lifestyle fueled by his ownership of numerous dry goods stores around Japan. Compared to others, he felt like he was stuck, like life had given him a raw deal. While others found joy in the simple little moments of life, Masaru saw only their imperfections. He constantly compared himself to others, sizing up what he thought he lacked compared to others, and found nothing for which he could be joyful or happy. This negative mindset kept eating away at how Masaru saw himself as an underachiever and perhaps as a failure. In the village there lived an elderly Zen master who was revered throughout the community. He was respected by all for his wisdom, advice, and counsel. Due to his advanced age, he walked slowly with a staff. His presence was magnetic, and his eyes seemed to twinkle with wisdom and understanding. Masaru's demeanor did not escape the Zen master's notice. He had been observing Masaru for quite some time. One afternoon, as Masaru passed outside the low garden fence of the Zen temple, the master observed him closely and smiled to himself. He called out to Masaru from where he sat under the shade of a gazebo and motioned for him to join him. "Masaru, I have been watching you for a very long time. You seem to be deeply troubled." "Life is very unfair, Master. Everyone I know has more wealth, more luck, more happiness, and more education. I have nothing. Regardless of what I do, I cannot get ahead in life. I am so frustrated. At times, it seems like just as I make one step forward, something unfortunate happens that throws me back 3 steps behind. My life cannot seem to get any better, no matter how hard I try." The Zen master looked intently at Masaru, who appeared to be carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. He reaches into the satchel over his robe and pulls out a small wooden box wrapped in a piece of red embroidered cloth. "Take this box, my son. It holds a powerful gift, but listen carefully. You must open it only when you have lost all hope, when you feel truly defeated by life and it seems like you cannot go on." "How can this wooden box change anything in my life?" In response, the Zen master says, with a twinkle in his eyes, "Sometimes the greatest gifts in life are the ones we do not see." In obedience to the Zen master, Masaru takes the box hesitantly and walks away. Days have turned to months since Masaru's meeting with the Zen master. Since then, Masaru's burdens have grown significantly. The harvest was poor, his roof leaked when the rains came, and his neighbors all seemed to prosper while he struggled to survive. Each time life tested him, he reached into his bag, feeling the weight of the mysterious box. Masaru holds the box in his hands, his fingers hovering over the knot in the cloth. Is this the moment? Is this when I should open it? But something always stopped him. Each time Masaru felt he could go no further, he pushed through just a little more. At times like these, he felt a mysterious burst of energy that enabled him to go on. He patched his leaky roof, he planted new crops, and he found solutions to his other problems, instead of surrendering. Without realizing it, Masaru began to change. His hands grew calloused, not just from hardships, but from resilience and determination. His heart, though weary, learned to endure. Yet still, the little wooden box remained unopened. Life's difficulties continued for Masaru in relentless fashion. One day, life handed him a heavy blow that tested him beyond what he thought he could bear. His mother, the one person who had always believed in him, grew seriously ill. Throughout his life, his mother had always been his greatest cheerleader and support system. Their attachment had become so much stronger since his father's untimely passing when Masaru was just 5 years old. Masaru's mother constantly reminded him about the meaning of his name, which she gave him even before his birth. He knew from his mother that his name, Masaru, meant victory and success. Yet to Masaru's mind, his life was neither victorious nor successful, not by any stretch of the imagination. Look at me, I have nothing left, no strength, no hope. With trembling hands he reached for the wooden box in his bag. Slowly he unties the cloth and opens it. To his utter amazement, the box is completely empty. Not a thing is inside it. Masaru stares in stunned disbelief at the empty box, blinking first in confusion, then in anger. Was this some kind of sick joke meant to finish me off? He storms to the Zen master, holding up the empty box. There's nothing in here. You tricked me. Why have you done this to me? The Zen master, unshaken, smiles gently and lovingly as he listens to Masaru. Finally, the Zen master says, Masaru, all these years you faced multiple hardships and overcame each one of them. You stood against storms, rebuilt what was broken, carried on when you thought you could not. Through perseverance and hard work, you have also become a more successful farmer in terms of agricultural output and variety of produce. Tell me, did the box ever help you? No, not at all. I helped myself, Zen Master. Then my son, do you see? The gift was never inside the box. The gift was within you all along. Inside you and every one of us lies the power to overcome life's difficulties, to be resilient, to work hard, and to rise above our circumstances. This inner strength is what frees us from feeling sorry for ourselves, from drowning in self-pity, and from foolishly comparing ourselves to others. We have to keep telling ourselves that we can make it because we have been made strong and resilient. Masaru's grip on the box loosens, his shoulders relax. His eyes, once filled with frustration, now shimmer with understanding. From that day onward, Masaru no longer sought happiness in what he lacked, but in what he already had. He saw beauty in a sunrise, warmth in a smile, tranquility in the river, genuine love in the eyes, touch and embrace of his elderly mother, and strength in his own journey. Masaru learnt that gratitude is not found in great, expensive gifts, but in the smallest, unseen blessings, such as the courage and strength to rise again, the kindness of a stranger, the love we often take for granted. The dramatic shift in Masaru's mindset and attitude to life enabled him to become more open to modern-day farming practices, resulting in higher quality produce, a wider range of agricultural goods at competitive prices, marketing of his produce across Japan, and the acquisition of a larger farm, which then made it possible for him to provide steady employment to a number of young persons in his village. He became one of the country's most profitable farmers, with his goods being sold throughout the land at farmers' markets he established in every community. In short, Masaru became a farming success. His name became a household word, and he now enjoyed the good life he had previously begrudged among his friends and former schoolmates. He also got married to a beautiful young lady from a neighboring village, with whom he had 3 children, with his daughter looking like a younger version of her grandmother, who died at a ripe old age. Years later, Masaru became a guiding light for the village, much like the Zen master before him. He helped others see their own unseen gifts, the strength to endure, the power to persevere, and the light that already existed within them. This simple yet powerful Zen story teaches us that the greatest gifts in life are not what we receive from others, but what we discover within ourselves. These gifts are priceless, and those who take the time to find them discover that they are life's most precious treasures. What unseen gifts have you been carrying all along? Have you been in the habit of comparing yourself to others and thinking that everyone else has a better life than you? If so, how is that working out for you? Now that you've joined us on this moral storytelling journey, what are you prepared to change in your life to ensure that you live from here onward with a spirit of gratitude, self-acceptance, courage, love, joy, and perseverance? A great starting point is to begin to document all the things in life for which you are grateful. Think of it as a blessing journal. You should find at least one thing every day for which you are thankful. From personal experience, I know this simple act can be life-changing. It forces you to be mindful of the things we take for granted, to stop and say thank you for such blessings, and to go back every now and then and review these gifts whenever we are tempted to feel unhappy with life's difficulties. Like, subscribe, and share for more inspiring stories.